So I was spending some time in my word this morning, and the Lord led me to Psalms 35. And this is a passage where David was likely in hiding. People were seeking his life, and this was not a spiritual battle. He was physically hiding from people, physically being sought after to be killed because they wanted his position, right? And what I think is so beautiful is that David did not know that he would have a whole chapter in the Bible of all of his journal entries, right? We have to think about what the Psalms is. He was constantly in hiding. He was constantly trying to keep his life and not lose it. And what comforted him was writing. It was writing to the Lord. It was expressing his emotions on paper. And I just want to say that we don't know how our lives is going to impact the generations to come, right? All we need to do is trust God, seek God, and just do what he puts on our hearts to do. If David never wrote down his feelings, how would we have the Psalms? How would we be able to know that whether we're fighting physical whether we're fighting physical or spiritual battles, God is our help. He's the one that helps us overcome. But not just that, as David was in hiding, as David was fighting for his life most of the time, like this man did not have a usual life. He was fighting for his life most of the time, even as king. That's so powerful. He didn't sit back and let everybody else fight for him. He said, no, we're going to do this together, right? But as he was sitting there fighting for his life most of the time, he spoke life over himself. He reminded God who God was. Lord, you're my Savior. He said, make my soul cry out, I am I am your Savior, right? And I just think that's so beautiful, because we go through things and initially we feel worried, we feel doubt, we feel fear, but you have to be the one to remind your spirit of who God is. God is a big God. He's a big God. He owns everything in heaven and earth. He has the authority to do whatever he wants to do. But do you believe that? Do you believe that God can help you overcome this very thing that you're in, the very thing that you're running from or hiding from, or the very thing that's challenging for you? Do you believe that God can help you overcome it? Because that's the first part of overcoming it. If you speak into yourself things that be not as though they were, it's going to come to pass. However, if you let that fear, that doubt, the negativity captivate you, you're going to already be defeated. You've already been defeated internally. So it's going to pour out on the outside. Today I encourage you to just remember who's the Lord of hosts. Who is the creator of the world? Who is the God that can do anything? Nothing is too hard for him. Not even your situation.